Hello, welcome to Somerset News Network. GBnews have been fined £100,000. They had a question and answer thing with Prime Minister. Now, I have a problem with this. The fine was from Ofcom. If GBnews is a news outlet, the same as a newspaper, and we have freedom of speech, and if newspapers say something wrong, you have the Press Complaints Committee. But if it's got to go to court, that comes under the Bill of Rights, Article 9. Freedom of speech and debate cannot be questioned in any place or court outside of Parliament. That's the Law Lords. The Law Lords are now the High Court. So, if GBnews can appeal against the fine on Ofcom as a freedom of speech case under the Bill of Rights, Article 9, I don't think Ofcom have the right to fine GBnews on account of free speech. We must have the right of free speech. It's one of our fundamental constitutional rights in this country. Yeah, fair enough, the government have set up Ofcom to run and license broadcasters, but they can't take away free speech. That's in the Bill of Rights. I think that GBnews has got a good case to appeal, saying that Ofcom haven't got the right to fine them on a question of free speech. It's simple. It's not complicated stuff. If they use it or not, I don't know. But if somebody hears this and knows somebody, say, from the Reform Party, and can get hold of Nigel Farage, perhaps it's a case he could bring up. You know, he works for GBnews. It would be in his interest to fight this case. So all I think is Ofcom have not got the right to fine somebody on a question of free speech. We have to have that right of free speech. Otherwise we're lost. Anyway, Ian, if somebody can get hold of GBnews or Nigel Farage and explain that they might have a way to appeal, would be great. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments down below. I've done a video on freedom of speech and the Bill of Rights and Article 9. And I had some guy put about 6 different posts on, telling me I was wrong, it was only for MPs. I've already proven that it's not just for MPs, because it's what is used to allow people to take newspapers to court, and it's only the High Court that takes it. Normally, if somebody defames you, you go to the High Court. You go to the County Court. But the newspapers go to the High Court, because that is the Law Lords. The same must be true for all of us. The Bill of Rights says freedom of speech and debate. Or proceedings in Parliament. That little bit of word "or" is important. Splits it into two. So you've got freedom of speech and debate or proceedings in Parliament. It is not only for MPs, it's for all of us. If it was only for MPs, it wouldn't be allowed to be used by newspapers. And court cases against the newspapers wouldn't have to go to the High Court and the Law Lords to start with. So we all have that right. And I think GB News should use it. Anyway, Ian, Somerset News Network, signing off.